Try to do is
I don't know, guys. He's doing
I think I'm streaming. Whoa. Let me turn it down.
Yeah, you gotta turn your music off.
It's your music, motherfucker.
Yeah, because I'm playing background music. Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Right.
We'll probably just keep going, I guess, because he's doing a title that says "Setting Things Straight." I hate to do a stream at the same time as another homie though, because they're always taking away each other's viewers. But sometimes that's the way it is. If anyone in this chat is in both chats, please invite DJ Genki or anyone over here as well. We will give them the link. Been kind of on some good topics, so I do kind of want to continue for a little bit. So, with that being said, let's see what else.
We got like the sausage fest going on right here.
That's how I like it.
Let's see, what's Adam up to? Is he away from it? No.
Oh, he likes sausage fest.
I don't know. We can see if anyone in the chat. If anyone in the chat wants to come in, you guys can too. Defango streaming. Although I think Defango's been saying he has to be quiet at night now. So, Dank Schwellington goes at J Noir trolling for Strange. Yeah, you did the best, man. Thank you. That's funny. You guys seen that South Park episode where it's all like, oh, Dank Schwellington is someone who watches Fango's channel because Fango is Frank Schwellington or whatever.
Got it.
Hit up Defango, tell him to come on, or he might be on Genki's stream though. I don't know.
He was doing something earlier. I did talk to him.
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, well, if anybody's watching, I'm sure they are as well.
My back fucking hurts like a motherfucker.
Hey, did you guys see anything on that? The guy did a video on, pretty well put together. He did a video. He was talking about the shadows at Sandy Hook and St. Rose, and he was able to connect Podesta to Sandy Hook through like one guy. One. I'll put it in the chat room.
Yeah, put it in the. Or actually, only mods can do that. So I'll
text it to one of you guys.
No, he's talking about the Skype chat room or whatever, the Hangout chat room.
Yeah, put it in the Google Hangouts chat room that we're in right now, and then Jake can post it in the YouTube chat.
Hey, I'm in this chat room now. I got so confused.
That's bots. What's the deal?
What's going on? What's this noise?
We're waiting on this link.
Are we all silent?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny's silent. Jenny's silent. Jenny!
Jenny!
We bobbling heads again?
Yeah, let's go back. Big shout out to Pretty Lights. Pretty Lights. They ain't so pretty.
Pretty lights?
Pretty Lights.
What?
It's in there, Jay.
Yeah, I got it.
There's so much going on
All right.
right here.
I got some stuff here we can share. We'll talk about this right quick. Oh,
It's almost easy looking back on looking back and living through that, and then seeing. It's almost like having hindsight to do investigation with. Know what I mean? It's almost like you have the hindsight
for sure.
to do the investigation with. It's like it's everywhere. I can find something in almost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, even at this point right here, I've just been trying to pull up random articles until, again, you guys can post some questions in there. I haven't looked at the chat in probably like maybe 5 minutes, so I'll go there after this and make sure I haven't missed anything.
Dude, Corey is insane.
What?
No, I was just talking about Corey Still. He's over here in the chat cracking everybody up.
Oh, yeah. Corey Steele, behave. I love you, though, brother.
No, he's good.
CBS Minnesota local station. It says Minnesota's proposed transgender toolkit for students causes a stir. It says the debate over how schools should handle transgender students got heated Wednesday afternoon. The Minnesota Department of Education created guidelines for the state's K through 12 public schools. On Wednesday, supporters and opponents of a proposed transgender toolkit showed up at a meeting to share their opinions, and each side had strong views. The issue of finding the best way to interact with transgender students is so sensitive that even a discussion about it triggers high emotion, especially among the students themselves. I can't even read this without laughing. This is how much of a pussy society we are now. They said, let me just read this again to you guys. The issue of finding the best way to interact with transgender students is so sensitive that even a discussion about it triggers high emotion, especially among the students themselves. Quote, the time I cry about the most are the times the teacher didn't understand why my name was so important, why my pronouns were important, why it was important for me to feel safe in school. One transgender student in the public meetings comment, you're not safe? Have you, I mean, you know what? If I'm wrong on this, I'd give a public apology. Have you ever been raped in your school? Have you ever been punched in your school? Have you ever been, how are you not safe? I don't understand this. What are these things? Can you guys help me with this? I'm not understanding. What is this toolkit? I haven't even gotten into the toolkit. What is this toolkit they're giving? I don't even fucking know, dude. This shit is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Minnesota Department of Education has put together a toolkit that many families, moms, dads, students are concerned threatens the bodily privacy of young men and women in schools by allowing mixed sex access into women's and men's only space locker rooms. Struggling. Okay, so it goes into the whole locker room thing. I don't even care about that. You had that weirdo Chris Cuomo on CNN saying, what was it? Like, if you don't allow your 12-year-old female child to be in a locker room and see a boy's penis, that maybe you're a bigot and you raised a bigoted child. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say something, dude. I don't even know.
Yeah. It's a lot of name calling, finger pointing. If you disagree with anything, you get called something and the finger pointing. You know, I don't care what anybody is. Do what you want, but you don't have to whine about it. I mean, just do it. You know?
Right.
Don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. That's the only way you're going to be free. Quit pointing fingers at people. You know?
Yeah, Abram Davis made a good point. Bill and I talked about the sex spectrum. Did you remember that? Did you guys see that?
Oh, is that something? Should we play? Should we play the asinine sex junk is so or whatever the fuck that shit was?
Right.
Oh my god, dude. Well, why must I choose between John or Joyce? Why must you choose? Because you're a boy you're a female. Look, like, I don't, and again, go do your own shit. Do what you want. But don't make me or anyone else feel like some sort of a bigot or something for it. It's absolutely asinine. It's so asinine that people take someone from some type of indigenous population and say you could communicate with them and explain the situations we talk about on a daily day-to-day basis. There's no way they would side with that one side that is just absolutely fucking retarded. Sorry. I can't, dude. It's so fucking stupid. So stupid.
Yeah, I was watching. Have you guys seen that new Dave Chappelle stand-up thing that he's done?
No.
But at any rate, one of the jokes he was talking about, like, how a lot of people were pissed off at Manny Pacquiao for saying some stuff about the gay community or whatever, and then he was just like saying that essentially, like, look, like, you guys just be happy, with this progress that you made and shit. He was like, I mean, the Brown versus the Board of Education happened like back in the 40s or something. He said, or maybe in the 50s or 60s. I don't know what he said, but he said, and somebody called me the N-word the other day on the bus. He's like, it's a process, dude. You can't have everybody willing to accept you, and everything about everything like overnight, and not to mention, like, and like you just said, I mean, they have no problem with like anybody being like into whatever sex they prefer, but definitely just like keep the younger people out of it, and people that are unwilling out of it, and after that, you guys, everybody just do whatever you're into, right?
Well, I did just have an epiphany, but I think I lost it. Oh yeah, no, I got it back. You're never going to be happy, and you're going to call everybody out if you're not happy with yourself. So essentially, these people that are doing this are not happy with themselves, or they wouldn't be fucking causing all this, That's it. That's what it comes down to.
Right, for sure.
I think the same people. These are the same individuals that are when it goes up the ladder, it goes to the same place. I think all these things point to the same place. When you look around in our society, and we have literally the water bottles that we're drinking out of are changing us chemically inside. They've done tests on rats and monkeys, and they have shown that this what is it called? BPA. It's in water bottles. It's shown it has literally made these animals change to a different gender, man. And that this stuff's in the thing that they make our water bottles with. You know what I mean? So it's there for a reason. There's a huge and I'm like you guys, man. Whatever makes you happy. Keep it away from the kids. The stuff that's going on in this world with these kids is just bonkers.
Hey, Jamie, Ann over in the chat said you kind of blue ball us on that epiphany. She said, "Hey, where's my epiphany?"
Hey, maybe I exaggerated a little bit. I do that.
I had a thought. I'm going to say I had a thought.
I had to make it sound more epic, Was that an epiphany? I don't know.
I guess it depends on what it meant to you.
Exactly. Thank you. It was like that aha moment inside. What's that? I don't know.
That's funny.
I have that Epiphone guitar too, so good for me.
All right.
That word up.
Trying to fucking find.
What's the shit? Oh, there's more. What are you trying to find?
Where are the trolls at? We usually get a few trolls in the chat.
We got any goblins?
No.
I'm just asking.
No.
Shit.
No. I wish we did.
I'm just glad to see y'all motherfuckers, man.
I know. It's been a while.
Hell with the trolls.
Me and Dave have been trying to talk for a while, but
I love the trolls. I'm just
she's feeling better, by the way.
Good.
Mhm.
Kind of feel bad though, because we're doing a stream the same time as Genki is. But he's fine. He has like 10 more viewers than us, so he's good.
He's probably got like a piece of paper in front of him with a bunch of shit he wanted to say on there.
Dank Schwellington and Ray Sunshiners are like, you gave trolls ring. I'm a troll too, bitch. What? You know? I don't give a shit.
I just don't even let them bother me. I mean, I don't get it.
DJ getting deep, Defango giving out wise advice. We hit up Defango to fucking come on our show. He's been on our show before, and he shady buttoned us.
And who? What?
I exaggerated that a little bit. I'm just fucking around.
I don't even know what you said. It's all good.
Dank Schwellington, we could mash up streams, but the issue is right now J Noir is using Hangouts, and I think so is Genki is using Hangouts too. So I mean, we could all jump onto one stream, but I don't even know if we're on the same topics or anything. It's probably best to keep it separate at the moment. Because if they're talking about, the title said something like setting things straight or something of that sort, and I'm, I don't know. I hope the best for you, and I hope the best for, Nathan, even though I don't agree with a lot of the things he's done, but I'm not really trying to get into that. So whatever.
Whoa.
Hey, what's
robot
going on,
dude.
I'm the pedo hunter.
Oh, what's going on? What is this? Is sweet. I like this. How do we all
do
that?
So what's going on, guys?
Not much, man.
Well, yeah, but can you say more
you
shit?
You got kind of a lag, mate.
I know it. I
Gotta get that fixed.
Get that fixed, brother.
Go to the doctors. Digital doctor.
I'm going.
But how the fuck did you do that, bro?
We're gonna see if we can. Let's try to get them 10 viewers over here, bro.
That heat staying on his shoulder.
This is ridiculous, dude. Look at that damn. You got that red beam on there.
Oh, he's scary now.
No, now it's scary. Now I'm scary.
Glitching out.
Yes. RH negative.
He's one of them. No. I know you got a big heart, Mr. Demon.
Yeah, that's what you think. I take this guy's the guy. This guy's the guy I go trolling with, bro. On what's that one I go trolling?
This is retarded shit.
I go troll. What is that called, man? It's where you can go cam to cam. They just switch you up and they put you right in front of somebody.
What?
No? It's a website you can go cam to. It's one of them. I go troll these dudes with this thing right here, and I'll tell you, there's some embarrassed friggin' people when I get done, bro. I don't think them dudes will do that anymore after I get done.
Really?
Hey, what you doing? What you doing in there? I see you through that camera right there, playing with your meat and shit.
With your meat and shit.
Damn, that's awesome.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna do a holy shit, yeah, that's demon dude and shit. Another quick break. I'm gonna find some article or some other shit to talk about. Chicka, what?
Oh, it's a turkey now.
Turkey.
Yeah, I do like that turkey that's hot.
Gobble, gobble.
I got a boner from that. Look at that shit. So this is the homie Fleckus Talks. And he talks. And he makes people look dumb as shit.
Sir, are you in Antifa? What? You in Antifa?
No.
Okay. What are you here for?
Is this official? Who you represent?
I got a mic on a spoon. It says official as it gets.
Definitely not Antifa. I don't know why you would ask that question.
Because you're covered and wearing all black, walking around with the Antifa people. What's Antifa's goal?
The answer is unity and a clean slate amongst these thieves of the world. The people who suffer the most poverty.
What do you guys do for work?
Well, I do a little bit of ride sharing and art.
Ride sharing.
What about you?
I'm an actress.
All right. Here at the May Day protest, who am I here with?
Chris.
It's like there was a miss on resistance.
When you get a really large loan from like a family member or something, I mean, it's like
$1 million loan.
Yeah, exactly. It's
what would you do with the $1 million loan?
like, you know, like Jay-Z or P. Diddy and just create some stupid brand. You know, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Donald Trump, they're all just, they dump money into something and
hey, you talking about me?
It.
How would you
pay back the $1 million? Well, I mean, when you invest it and you double it, then you just return.
I voted for Limp Wrist Stein again. She's the only person that's ever got my vote.
She's got my vote.
Should get his disgusting hands out our national monuments. That is like the number one thing that's angering me about his policy now.
Technically, California was stolen anyways from Mexico, and you know, prior to that, I mean, there's people here. It was just.
But those people were also stealing lands from each other.
Well, they weren't. They shared land, though. Indigenous people shared land. They didn't have.
Depends which one.
I actually think the idea of shared land is not a bad idea. Like you know, you can have certain portions that are, you know, one country and another country, and yeah, you could probably have other areas that are shared. You know, so you don't have to have like a solid border. That's just my opinion. That's just my.
I would say, based on what you just mentioned, if the world would work that way, or even the U.S., just whoever didn't go to.
Wait, is that a filter she's got on?
Google it and talk to people that are actually.
Is she wearing a Snapchat
It
filter?
worked. It was all based on just sharing and trading. Like, it was all volunteer-based. The food was shared. There were kitchens set up. There was a medical tent. There was land where you can sleep. There were buildings. You didn't have a bed where you can sleep. So it worked. There was zero money exchange.
When people talk about how, you know, illegal criminals or undocumented immigrants, I mean, people aren't illegal. They're human beings, and they don't have the documents that make them, you know, legally in this particular country.
Immigrants have the right to be here.
Immigrants don't have the right to immigrate here.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is an immigrant country. And in fact, if we pushed out all the illegal immigrants, they're the backbone of the United States. They do all the work that people do.
Okay, but in that same argument, I mean, if we had no illegal immigrants, the people that immigrated here illegally, their wages would go up.
No. More statistically, right now, more people are leaving than coming here because they realize this place is turning into a shithole.
What's better than in America?
There are other first world countries.
And that's why if it's becoming a shithole, why not leave?
All right, yeah. This is our home.
Yeah. So get away. Gaslight.
No, it's easy to make you look stupid already, dude. That's a good job in the interview.
Pretty good.
So unfortunately I didn't pick
Sure you're not gonna be all right?
his one of his best videos. Normally they're far superior to that. They actually gets him just saying just the most ridiculous shit. But my point was not really to talk about like immigration or any of those things. My point was more the fact of the amount of argument being there. Like, God damn it. The point is, what's up, AJ and Donald Trump with the hatchet? Yo. My point is, my point though is just being that they had no argument. There was just no argument. It was just either fuck you or because or this or that's the way to eat. It's just what? Come on, dude. Oh, so what's up, man? AJ here, Mr. AJ Pizzagate. Say what up, everyone. AJ.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, AJ.
Follow him on Twitter.
AJ, what's up?
AJ, right? Yeah, AJ Pizzagate.
Yep, keep it simple, AJ Pizzagate. I'm actually on my Twitter, right, like behind my phone. I love Nancy Pelosi. This lady is just so fucking stupid. 14 hours ago, she tweeted out, "Tune in, Democrats fight the GOP budget, which would, like as if it's not already, which would put billionaire corporations ahead of working families." Has this lady ever heard of the Clinton people? Like, that's exactly what NAFTA did. That's called Reaganomics, when Reagan basically cut the taxes for all the rich people and all the multi-billion-dollar corporations, and we as taxpayers have to pay out our bank, bail out the banks, and pay for this shit.
Let me say something on NAFTA real quick. I live out here in California, and I'm in the medical marijuana industry, and I cultivate
lucky ass
stuff. But as far as it's not even that. I have other buddies that are in the cut. They were in the cut flower industry, like lilies, roses, orchids, things of that sort, like actual flowers. Not like
couch.
And because of the NAFTA trade agreement, what Asia just mentioned a second ago, 3 out of the 5, these are multi-million-dollar revenue companies per year have gone bankrupt since I've known them because they can't compete with the cut flower businesses of the lilies and roses and things of that sort over in Mexico, Argentina, Chile, because there's no importation tax. Their labor is way, way less. So they just stopped. I'm talking about companies that had 500, 1,000 employees and were paying millions of dollars a year. And they just stopped. So and that was something implemented by the Clintons, like you were talking about, AJ, right there. But the funny thing that I've heard is that the midterms, they've coined Clinton and Pelosi, Clinton and Pelosi to spearhead the midterms, which is fucking great, dude. That's awesome.
Able to do that from jail,
dude. There's that, dude. I wish, dude. I just don't think it's gonna happen, man. I don't see it happening, man. There's too much corruption and too much blackmail throughout all of DC and all of world government. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. But let's just say it did. Sweet. That's all what we're all hoping for. But say it doesn't. Midterms, they're fucked. You're gonna have the Clinton and Pelosi, who said, what did she say? She said that it's George Bush still in office like 8 times or something on TV.
Do you see that one where an attendant brought her a Post-it note? And she's like, oh, whoops. Like, come on, you stupid lady. You don't even know what time of day it is. Take your medicine.
Yeah. And she doesn't, dude, she doesn't know shit, man. That shit's hilarious.
Doe, what do you mean they're running midterms?
Oh, and
so like midterm elections, every 4 years president,
right?
They have midterm elections. So they've been looking for kind of like the head of the Democratic Party because they lost their ass this last election, And
you're
by
saying
the way,
Clinton, Hillary Clinton,
Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi they're not like it. It's not like 2 people win. It's all the Senate seats and House and everything.
Right.
But like the figures for the midterms, they've decided, which is horrible for them, but great for anyone who hates those people.
Dude, I would fucking literally, with what I know of what she's not only done, but what she's still doing in the world, and that's friggin' taking life. from
Read
people.
Brain Cash by Peter Schweitzer. That book was extremely detailed. There's like 10 chapters. Download on audiobook. I just got done finished reading it. That shows how much Russian collusion, Chinese collusion. She's like best friends with Putin. And also, too, real quick, I see Hillary, Bill, and Barack Obama all like, oh no, John McCain, he's got cancer. Good, good. Okay, kill him quick. That dude's 80 years old and he's still doing worse things than anyone else I know besides George Soros and the Clintons
Covered
themselves.
that before you came on a little bit ago, and I was talking about, because we talking about the blood clot, and it was actually cancer. And then I said, John, and I was reading the article, and it said John McCain 80, and I stopped and I said, holy fuck. I said, John McCain's 80 years old? Like, I didn't know that. Like, I knew he was like late 60s or 70s, but 80 motherfucking years old?
Drinking all the kids' blood.
Perpetuating this
Thank you for
bullshit.
saying it, Jamie.
What's that?
Yeah, they've been doing blood transfusions for a while.
Yep.
It's just getting into our light now.
Dude, I think about shit like when I correlate shit to movies. Now, remember the movie Rockstar with Marky Mark or whatever, and the drummer was getting the the whole blood transfusion thing, and that I mean, it made me think about that at least. It's like fuck, it's crazy.
Not to switch subjects too hard, but I just watched the Alien movies all over again. Talk about disclosure. That's crazy. Once you actually know about Antarctica.
Really, I need to watch them again, man. It's been years.
Please do. AVP was like one of the best, in my opinion, as far as like actual factoids.
Well, give us one of the things you're talking about, brother.
Well, like in the beginning, they show like a red thermo image.
Yeah.
And like right away, I was like, oh, that's the first pyramid, and they're like, that's the first pyramid ever found on Earth. And
Really?
there's like 700 pyramids.
Damn. Did you see that Antarctica video I just made? Because they found.
No, I'll have to check it out. I've been I've been kind of focused on work for a little bit. I had new employees, and I just quit my job, so I like kind of get them to speed.
No, it's cool. But there's like a clip that supposedly leaks military footage, and it shows 3 pyramids like covered in snow. So
there's actually 6 or 7 pyramids in Antarctica.
Oh yeah, there's probably more, but what you can see at least, You
guys all heard about the Larsen Sea Shelf breaking off about the size of Delaware. That's
the video. Yep. I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been looking into a lot of that kind of stuff recently. It kind of makes you seem a little weird when you do, but it is what it is.
Brother, it's following it. There's limitless possibilities in this world, man.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
So what do you believe is going on in Antarctica then, AJ?
I mean, I believe what I read and I believe what I see, and I'm seeing a lot of facts about the potential for an inner Earth opening in Antarctica, where there definitely seem to be military guarding it. You've seen and I feel like I've already said all this stuff on your guys' channels. I don't mean to be like a record, but the Krill from Russia, he went down there. The Pope went down there. John Kerry went down on election day.
The Ark of Gabriel.
Yeah, the Ark of Gabriel was transported from Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia by the Russians down there. Then you've got New Swabia, which is a Hitler base down there. I could grab it real quick. I bought a little Admiral Byrd book called Little America. Haven't gotten around to reading it yet. I just got in the other day, but actually I'm going to grab that real quick. It's actually really dope.
That's crazy. We were just talking about Admiral Byrd earlier. And that's in the video too. All that shit we just talked about right now is in a video I just made.
So, Jay, how do you guys feel? What are your thoughts on it, bro?
I'm still learning. I really wouldn't even know how to base. I mean, I've heard similar stuff to that, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Because you're right, a lot of people did go down there in the past, 2 years at least.
Yeah.
We've been running military operations out of there since like the 30s, and it's just it's very hush hush. I don't think the United States taxpayers would be really okay with it, especially with them like telling us nothing about it except, oh, Empire penguins live there. We're like, I could read that on National Geographic if I want to be brainwashed.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the way it was presented to me. It's a beautiful place where there's far more intelligent than ourselves, past humans. And when Admiral Byrd put this down, man, when I listen to this guy talk, man, he speaks like he's speaking. He speaks from his heart. You know, that guy. I believe he knows what integrity is, man. And I don't think he was. That was, and it's possible. You know, the limitless possibilities goes in either direction. So I stay open to it all. It's definitely a very intriguing story.
Have any of you guys spent the time? It's really, really long, and it's, you know, at least it's a good story. If you don't take any kind of like truth out of it, which is totally fine, because it is kind of a weird subject. But David Icke did this awesome interview with Credo Matuba. He is a like East African guy. Dude, that is
it's interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting. At the very least, it's an amazing story. I'd encourage everybody to see that. That's like a little bit of truth maybe in there about humanity.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it gives a different sort of creation story than what we're used to, for sure. Yeah. And how these beings, you know, were told, our humans were told not to depict their faces and stuff like that. That was interesting.
Yeah, they've
you know.
I thought that was really cool, and I've heard stuff like that before, where like the Hopi Indians were visited by the Blues, and they were taught how to like catch arrows with their bare hands and run stupid fast. And it's like those people don't really have much to lie about. So I do think that like ancient artifacts, and you guys have, I'm sure too, or in cave drawings where they've been drawing UFOs, like not even like anything different than what you and I would draw real quick on a piece of paper. They've been drawing that shit for centuries.
Yeah. I wish you just play the video right now, because it everything I said right there, and it's fucking everything you were just talking about.
Your video?
Yeah, man.
Can you do it? Or I guess I can. Hold on.
What video is it, James?
Aliens in Antarctica.
Today.
It's like,
to me, it's hard to believe in the Darwinism and evolution and Big Bang. And I get it. Like some people like to, you know, believe in that, and that's cool too. I mean, you can believe in whatever you want. But when people like argue that it's scientific, if you haven't observed it, it's not scientific.
Yeah.
That's step one of the scientific method. You have to observe it. So it's more like a religion. If you want to believe in Darwinism, go for it. If it makes you feel better tonight, good.
We really don't know.
There's nothing.
You know? Yeah, self-promotion.
See a lot of that going on the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
Crack more than 120 miles long on the east side of the Antarctic Peninsula, finally breaking off. A spectacular iceberg weighing more than 1 trillion metric tons, roughly the size of Delaware.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Has spent her career studying Antarctic
I'm
ice,
playing it. I don't know what you're doing.
Very
Okay. Yeah.
called Martian Sea.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with two Jamies up there, though.
Sections of the peninsula break off and dissolve. The first in 1995 and then another in 2002. She watched as this crack grew for years, caught off guard that this break happened so soon. What this break means is something scientists aren't yet agreed on. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, is a continent covered in ice, and icebergs have been breaking away from ice shelves for millions of years. But at the end of the 20th century, the peninsula was one of the fastest warming places on the planet. That warming has slowed or reversed slightly in this century.
Stop. Rewind.
Hey, real quick, Jamie.
The supply ship was readied for its long journey.
You think that thing got harbor?
Soon it was to trade New York's harbor for the ice-packed perils of Antarctic waters. Admiral Byrd on deck, along with the ship's skipper, Captain Melville. History was in the making as Admiral Byrd stood on deck. Then his ship plowed toward the open sea. Byrd climbed up the rigging for a last look at the New York skyline for many long, lonesome months.
Admiral Byrd and his companion plane will try the 800-mile flight first. The others await his orders.
At Little America, cameramen and Admiral Cruzen wait anxiously. There comes Berg. Cruising can relax now. Skis work perfectly.
Daylight finds the plains over the pack ice. With frozen death below and weather closing in, navigation becomes tricky. This close to the pole, the magnetic compass is no help.
Now beyond the pole, Berg focuses his cameras and magnetic detectors on land new to him and to all mankind.
Bunger leans forward in amazement. His eyes have caught a sudden and unbelievable change in scenery. The universal white has turned to chocolate brown, dotted with blue. A cameraman goes into action. 300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow. Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight, 5 miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water fresh, the temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shores are vast deposits of coal and of minerals of the utmost importance to civilization.
1948, they flew by the actual South Pole, and around that area, they found an oasis, if you will. So, if you go to Google Earth and do a time lapse on Antarctica, you can see they are saying there's an oasis there, but on Google Earth, it's just all white. But it kind of looks kind of patchy right around the South Pole, like it was covered up with something. But if you go digging down there, you'll find all these 360 pictures, a lot which are inappropriately tagged there, but there are some that are in Antarctica. For instance, if you would look at this 360 photo and compare it to footage from Admiral Byrd's expedition, they look pretty similar. An oasis in Antarctica. And then, of course, there's this one. It's like this giant sea right around the South Pole. Lots of mountains in the background. They kind of look like evil castles in the background. It's pretty cool looking, though. I'll zoom in a little here. I mean, it's not what I would have pictured down around the South Pole. And it's definitely not all white like Google Earth shows it. And one more area. This place is pretty crazy looking. Otherworldly. So yeah, these are all around the South Pole, right around the South Pole of Antarctica, and it's not a white, frozen, barren land directly around the South Pole. At least it's very alien. While I'm exploring Antarctica on Earth, I decided to take a look around and just see what else I could find, and that's when I found this. So off the coast, if you go between Antarctica and South America and over a little, you'll see these little islands. And if you just play around and look around and turn on all the filters like pictures and all that. Sorry about the cicadas. There's a lot of them around here. But you'll find this. Which looks like, well, what's it look like to you? the cicadas, no.
Dude, holy fuck, your cicadas are loud.
Iceberg breaking off Antarctica is going to be what they use for an excuse to say they found ancient technology in a flash frozen civilization. Speculation, of course.
And that's just a small piece of that ship, supposedly.
The rear guard of Admiral Byrd's intrepid 4,000, veterans of the Antarctic, trained to combat the sub-zero enemy of the polar continent. They're going home to their mothers, sweethearts, wives, children. Home, strong in the knowledge that they have met the Antarctic's heaviest battalions and conquered. This is to be their lifelong reward, this knowledge and the Navy's highest commendation. Well done.
Fucking stoned.
Right on. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Pretty wild shit, man.
There's a really old interview where Admiral Byrd was on TV. It was way after he did his explorations. He kind of talked a little bit about it. And then I like to follow up too with that retard that went to space supposedly. What's his name? Armstrong, Neil Armstrong or whatever. He doesn't do very many interviews, but he did one at this college, or he doesn't do many speeches, but he did one at this college. And I love this quote. He said, like, one day we'll all find the truth if we can get past the protective layers of it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty informative.
It's like an onion.
Yeah, no.
That one I put in the chat log, it's just, if you guys want to check it out later, it's the flight log. It's the flight log that he goes through in his diaries. He left some diaries, man. It's a pretty.
Let's see.
It's pretty wild.
Isn't it wild that we all tonight had Antarctica on the mind and we didn't talk about it? And Admiral Byrd and all that shit.
Fake news.
It's crazy.
Fake news.
We're sicking up like we're on our periods or something with Antarctica, you know?
I don't know about that.
What do you think about it, Doe?
Dude, you know, to be honest, Antarctica has been a topic that I've been aware of. And I know that there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on there, and that they talk about kind of how they develop a lot of stuff about their breakaway civilization and stuff that's going to be going on out there. So I think there's something out there, but I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what to do about it, because don't they, what's that treaty where there's like no one can go over it, like every nation, only a certain amount of officials can go there or something, right?
Yep, no civilians are allowed to visit. Whether you had a ship to fly out yourself, you're not allowed to go.
Right. So, I mean, that tells you something right there. I definitely believe in it. I just don't know. It's kind of like what Jay was talking about earlier. It's like, I don't know how do you approach a situation that you don't have like tons of control over, you know?
Yeah, I got it right up here. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in Washington on the 1st of December 1959 by the 12 countries been active and around the world. Been active around Antarctica during the International Geophysical Year, which is called IGY, of 1957 and 1958, which they'd been doing missions long before that anyways. It entered into force in 1961 and has been since acceded by many other nations. The total number of parties to the treaty is now 53.
So, didn't John Kerry and a few other prominent political figures go over there to measure the ice sheet or something?
Climate change. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that dude never studied global warming or climate change, and that's been debunked by scientists.
That's like, it's ridiculous. That's like you're going to a doctor appointment and they're like, oh no, we don't have a doctor here today. We actually have this fucking this
John Kerry guy.
This computer technician. He's gonna check out your knee for you. You know, it's like what is a computer tech gonna do for my knee? You know, so
there's 3 parts to this treaty. It says Antarctica shall be used for peaceful purposes only. Scientific investigation in Antarctica and cooperation towards the end shall continue, and scientific observations and results from Antarctica shall be exchanged and made freely available. No, I think they lied on the last part, though.
Yeah, fucking A.
There are penguins that live on Antarctica, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Not Santa Claus. He's on the North Pole.
Santa Claus was popularized by Coca-Cola in 1943 for commercial reasons.
They should have popularized cocaine instead of Santa Claus, or you know.
Don't get smart plugs. Your significant others will just mess with you while you're streaming.
Huh?
I'm just messing with my smart plug for my light behind me.
Jay,
what you got?
I'm with you, bro. I mean, I'm just listening. But it's probably all the way going down. Who knows?
You're all the way going down. What does that mean?
I'm saying, like, this Antarctica thing's probably all the way what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's in that one I sent over in the chat. He talks about the description he gives is more of an encounter with other beings, like his airplane or their airplane. It's the flight log from it, and supposedly their airplane just stopped. Everything stopped, and they were the airplane was under the control of another craft. They landed him in there. He actually talked to somebody, and it's pretty wild, bro. Check it out because it really goes with what's going on nowadays. When I spoke about the jets chasing UFOs, we see that more often, and then the guy talks about the supreme being or whoever's down there talks about how they always are getting chased off by our aircraft. So every interaction that they have with our governments, our worldly governments, they're all negative. And so then it would sort of go fit with them actually going down there for that to be their, what'd you call it, Doe? Their secondary place to live or whatever. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Check it out. Check out that video. It's pretty informative.
How long is it?
It's probably, it's 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah,
don't check it out here, but definitely y'all check it out because that Antarctica's got some stuff going on up there that it has to do with our future. You know what I mean? What do we do? Shit, I don't know, man.
This is funny. Fucking what's his name? Corey Steele, who a lot of us know. I posted in the chat. I said, what's another topic? What should we talk about? You know, I said I wanted to die down or whatever, and Corey Steele says, he said, God, fuck. He said, let's attack other truthers. I don't know if
I've
you
got
guys
some
have
glass
heard
bottles
the
just
whole,
waiting for people.
yeah, exactly. The whole thing that's been going on the past few weeks.
Yeah,
Truth
I
is,
think that's a little bit overused.
fuck, man, like, come on, why are we doing that? It's insane. Ray Sunshine wants to talk about the Mandela effect. I mean, ugh. Anyone have any thoughts on that? I have some thoughts, but I'd like to hear some before I speak, to be honest.
You're just gonna get told that, like, whenever anyone has an intelligent conversation about this, someone's just gonna say like you're stupid and you just have memory problems.
Okay, well, let me just say this.
It's like talking about flat Earth. People don't want to hear it.
Like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Does that does that ring a bell to anyone?
Yeah, like what is that Disney movie here on the wall? Who's the fairest of them all? Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I mean, I don't know that proves the Mandela effect.
No,
real.
I know what you're talking about because I watched that recently. But
yeah, but there are certain things that, or like for instance, we're all mad here. We're all mad here. You remember that one?
So, okay, so how about we do this? We'll say first, what we'll do is, if you believe in Mandela effect, either a yes or a no, and we'll go down the line. I'm going to go what my screen is. First to my left is AJ. Yes or no? AJ.
My phone.
Yo.
Okay. AJ's balanced out.
So, Dave, do you believe in the Mandela effect?
Yes.
Okay, Jay, do you believe in the Mandela effect?
I believe that those what people are claiming for some of these Disney lines are wrong now than what I remember owning as a child.
No, do you believe that it's being changed? Reality is being changed. Do you believe in the Mandela effect? Yes or no? We'll talk about the reasoning afterwards.
Well, I don't know what it means. I know that some stuff is different. I don't know that means the Mandela effect is real. I mean, maybe we're just being toyed with. Maybe because it's a lot of the only ones that I know that are fact that are Mandela effect. They're like, for me, the stuff that proves sort of the Mandela effect thing is Disney shit. It's always Disney shit. So I don't know what the hell that means, but
well, okay. So Jamie, what do you say? Yes or no?
It's not that simple for me. Yes, I believe it's possible because I don't know,
Okay, yeah, but anything's possible. You don't know. None of us can say for sure.
Exactly, and that's how I take everything though in life. I don't know, and until I know, I will say it's weird, and some things do seem different, and it's definitely possible because what the fuck do I know? So I look at everything in open mind that way, and I guess what I need to know comes to me as it does,
Well, here's another thing. I wanted to ask this because I seem to have a little bit of confusion here. Is it Nelson Mandela effect, or is it the Mandala, like the Mandala?
I think it's Mandela.
Nelson Mandela effect.
So how it originated is, it was, and so I'm going to connect it to CERN, which CERN is a topic that I researched a lot, although I don't believe the connection that they've made with CERN is correct. But how it started was there was the Mandela effect, and it was related to Nelson Mandela. Okay, there was the date back in it was like
80s.
Was it 80s? I thought it was late 70s. Okay, 80s, late 70s, whatever it was, where he had died. Then news came out that he died, what was it, a few years ago or something?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And people are like, wait, no, he died in, whatever year in the 80s. And everyone else was like, no, he didn't. He lived forever. And people came up with this theory that the Mandela effect, that there was something changing our reality, our perception, our time, our structure, our whole timeline, if you will. Now, how they've connected it with CERN is that with CERN, is the Large Hadron Collider they've talked about, which we could do a whole fucking episode on that because I think it's more associated with spiritual entities or evil demonic that they're trying to do things with. But with that being said, with CERN, they're saying that CERN, because it's a particle blaster, it blasts these particles so hard together, they're just trying to recreate the Big Bang Theory, that it can create a type of Mandela effect where it changes. So some people say like the diapers for adults called Depends, they used to be called Depend or something the other way around. So that other people just do, okay, well, you just don't know. What do you mean? Like you just don't remember it was Depend or Depends. Some people, same thing with Sex in the City. Is it Sex in the City or is it Sex and the City? Personally, I don't believe in it. However, even if it is true, it makes zero difference in how I perceive any of the real important issues that are important to me.
I watched Sex in the City. It was Sex in the City.
Great, thank you.
These, I mean, there's literally. You said
waiting on you to answer.
You said it was Disney. What's up?
Well, no, I was saying first off, we were waiting on Jamie to go ahead and out himself on that Sex and the City thing, but then also, the ones that are most definitive for me, yeah, were the Disney ones, the Alice in Wonderland and the Snow White, supposed Mandela effect proofs were the ones that really set home to me. Like the other ones, it could be Six and the City or Six and the City, and like I wouldn't remember,
right?
But those two Disney films like really stick out to me because those are certain things that were like ingrained in my mind. You know, I could quote the whole movie almost.
Or Mr. Rogers.
Wonderland, anyway.
The whole Mr. Rogers one.
That the Forrest Gump one. There was.
What are you showing us?
Literally stretches all over.
Hold on a second, AJ. Talk.
Sex and the City.
I know, but I remember it the other way.
Hold on, let AJ talk so his face pops up.
Just click on his face.
Yep. He watched that shit too. Don't let him lie. I ain't the only guy to watch that shit.
We can't hear you, AJ.
Whacking off the Sex in the City over there.
He's
yeah, exactly. I agree. See, and yeah, I think the Disney thing is a friggin' psyop. Like, I have no idea what would be the purpose of that, and that goes back to what Doboy just said. Like, what is the point of all this? You know, like, if this is some sort of weird government conspiracy to change the dialogue of Snow White. I don't know. It just seems like really well played out and nothing, you know.
Well, this is something that kind of takes it even a little bit deeper. Dank Schwellington the third,
she said
in the chat, has anyone heard the theory that AI, so maybe strong AI, who knows, is changing stuff on the internet? Mandela effect, quotation or parentheses, to gauge human response and see where the limit of manipulation is. Yes, I do think it would be possible if the Mandela effect. First of all, I don't believe in the Mandela effect. I think it is people just using, or I don't have the explanation, but I don't, because I think if they were trying to control they have so many other ways to control the manipulation of how we think and what we do and our actions, and to kind of program us to predictively do things in the future that they want us to do, that I don't think they would build some huge, large hadron collider that one of the most expensive things in the whole entire world to change Depends diapers to Depend, or Sex in the City to Sex and the City, and even on a bigger scale to see what our response is. They have other ways to do that. I think the biggest thing was CERN, because if you Google like CERN ex physicists that used to work at CERN and doctors and stuff, both talk about kind of what was really going on in there. Long story short, I think CERN has more to deal with other dimensions and other entities and what the elite believe, not necessarily what we believe or whatever, and what they're trying to do with it. But that is a good question. It is definitely a possibility. I don't fucking know for sure at all. You know?
Well, I do believe that there's a part of what's going on here, especially with making all of our records and everything digital, is that you make history very fluid now. And it's like an ever evolving thing, you know, words are being changed. And so, yes, it does kind of, even for people like us, like, you know, even what happened within even the Pedogate community, but just within all of these different truth communities and stuff is like, you see what happens when you get bombarded with information that some is true and some is false. You know, it's sort of like jars your understanding of what's actually happening at that time, you know. So I don't know that doing that through the Disney movie is the way to do that, but I do know that making everything digital, see, like, and everyone used to have a hard copy. Like, I couldn't find it, but I used to have a VHS for Sleeping Beauty and Alice in Wonderland, and so I tried to find those because those copies can't be changed. Like if it were like transferred over to like some alternate universe, then those would have been changed, right? But if it were just something that they altered within the digital reformatting of the film, then, you know, we could have picked up on that within the same dimension or reality, if you will.
What if it's not just changing them? What if it is now these individuals that are at the top of this thing, right? If they have the ability to cover up everything they've done just by manipulating timelines, would that be something they would do? And then also, there's another theory that the third moving into the fifth dimension, it's through the fourth. And what happens is them two timelines start running together, and that CERN was created to stop that from happening. So them timelines couldn't run together because that's how, and then they're just ideas, man. You know, they're ideas. I started playing with all of them. It's crazy stuff to even think about. Other dimensions and shit. What the fuck is another dimension? You know what I mean? It's like,
right. CERN is very esoteric in nature.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at their opening ceremony, use the Shivas and stuff they have outside and all their symbols and everything. So there's something going on there that's
spiritual.
Yeah. And I don't think it's to stop a spiritual. Have you ever seen I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen like 15 minutes. They made a whole CERN drama that was like their CERN musical drama, dance theater. There was like an hour and a half. And it's crazy, dude. It's like a black dude dressed in black, like on the outside of a big circle in the sand with a white dude in the middle dressed in white. And there's like people dancing around and all light versus dark and, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was made just to change some movies and shit. And you know, but there's definitely everything's so hush hush with it, man. And to see some of the things that it makes in the sky, it's like. Have you seen some of them pictures they've taken over by there, or some of them videos?
Not over there, no.
That's some crazy stuff. The big circles above CERN.
Yeah, I've seen some. I think
wild shit.
But here's the deal, though. Like the big thing about awakening is your whole reality has, you know, a lot of times it's flipped upside down, or it's like the rug gets pulled out from under you because reality that you've known isn't the real reality, you know. So it's kind of what we're going through now, I think. It's like the polar shift.
Anne in there says, she says, I mean, we believe in the secret, quote unquote, the secret, right? So we believe in quantum theory.
I haven't read The Secret.
Law of attraction, she's speaking of law of attraction? The Secret, the book?
I believe she's speaking of the book, The Secret, correct? Yeah.
Law of attraction.
Yeah, I do believe it because my whole process started with being positive first. And I started like getting positive feedback and shit like that. And then I fucking somehow made some amazing shit happen over the past few years. And not like instantly or anything like that. And not like I made it happen, but and not to make it happen again, but just through thought processes and meditation. It's pretty crazy. I can't even like get into it because it's too crazy, you know? Seriously.
And I'm the same as you, Jay. Meditation is something that, it saved my life. I literally went from I had a gun in my mouth 1 minute, and 45 minutes later, I was meditating in a Buddhist temple with monks. I shit you not, with a serious drug problem. Mm-hmm. And then I told, through meditation or just watching the mind, I was able to freaking get off drugs, get away,
Me too.
Clears everything up, man.
Me too. And it's funny, like with awakening, how opiates and shit, methadone, which I was on for years and years, it's narcotic, narcosis, sleepy. So getting off of those, I guess, helped me wake up too, because you're more awake. You're not on those. I'm not fucking nodding off here and there, So.
Yeah, it's definitely benefited me.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It makes you stronger, though.
If our minds are what we create with, if you look around you right now, everything you look at, it started with a thought. So thought is that powerful that it creates everything that's in this room right here with me. And if that's the case, man, and I look out and I look at my life, I've seen that my thoughts were creating my reality. I just didn't know how often I was thinking negative shit, because I was a negative person, and negative shit was happening in my life. And it took for me to almost go crazy and just looking inside.
You have to go crazy.
You have to go crazy. What Timothy Leary said, that you have to get out of your mind to find yourself sometimes.
And Alan Watts said, when one speaks of awakening, it means dehypnotization, coming to your senses. But in order to do that, you have to go out of your mind.
Yeah.
You do. You have to get out of there.
And we use it. I mean, you use it. It's what we use to create anything with. So I mean, we can definitely use it. It just so happens that it uses us most of the time, or most people in this world now. Everything's so high strung. Everything's fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're buzzing along all day. Most of the time, not aware of what's even going on around us. That's why there's so many car accidents, so much shit like that, because people ain't paying attention. Attention is awareness. It's all the same, and the only place you can watch that is inside. When you watch that, you watch the mind, how it works, learn it. It definitely, like I said, it benefited me in my life.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we got a good question. I do want to go on a break real quick because I do have to go to the bathroom and I want to grab another beverage. But the question we're going to be answering when we come back is from Anne. It is, what do we think the CERN endgame might look like? To think about that, we're going to go on a quick break. I know some of you have seen this. I played this the other night on another stream, but it's just so fucking good. We got to keep showing it.
Store. The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murder scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive, selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. And they look rocks. They have green looking skin. And they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. Have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Little vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice and it's rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stare your daughter at the mall. Oh, oh, oh. We're gonna stare your wife, your son. Ooh. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
They are
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Wasn't that nice? Subscribe to Soup.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Nice. So let's go around and discuss what we think the end game of CERN is. Whoever wants to start first, go for it.
I think we're opening a portal, mate. I don't mean to be cliche here, but
and for
a portal, something like that. I think that's what they're attempting to do. I'm more leaning towards something like that.
Right, but for what? I mean, what would this portal serve?
Well, kind of like what you were saying, though. If there's something that the elite believe in, then they're going to do everything in their power to. I mean, if they truly believe that, then yeah.
Well,
then this is just how this is being technology to.
Their official, just I guess, just to give you a little preface of what like their website would say, is that they're trying to recreate the Big Bang theory of particles colliding together so fast that it recreates the Big Bang theory, thus, disproving religion, God, et cetera, et cetera. But they found different particles called like the Higgs boson particle, which they've actually released on unnamed colleges and campuses that they won't tell us about. When they released that particle, it made like people on those college campuses go like fucking haywire and shit too. So like with some of that background, so their official is they're trying to recreate the Big Bang. So say they open a new portal. What do you think they're trying to do? You think they're trying to get demonic entities out of it? Do you think they're trying to improve the world? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I believe that, I don't know, it's probably being orchestrated by entities that want to, I mean, I don't know, the paranoid thought would be that it's being orchestrated by entities that want to use it to get here. Kind of like that thing that happened. Jamie, you played that Ninja Turtles episode that day, you remember that?
Yeah,
And when that big dragon being came through the portal?
Yep. And Mikey's like, I got some spare pizza. It's an interdimensional sign for love.
Yeah, that was super weird, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
It was in a Ninja Turtle episode. It was
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, it was super weird.
Yeah, Mikey said that. I tried to put it in a video, but it kept copywriting it, so I had to like just put.
Dude, you know, on a side note, real quick, Kitty and I were watching this documentary about, there's kids being trafficked on backpages.com and stuff.
Yeah.
And they even said, like, there was a point when one of the ladies was like, yeah, it's almost, you can order a kid just like you order a pizza, just like that. It's like, why would you say that? Like, I mean, I understand it's a decent analogy, but also it's like, at this day and age, like, this movie was created not too long ago, right? It's like just a few months old documentary. Anyway.
It's like pizza's the new fad out there. Like clothing, everything is because it came out like that. Now it's being pushed and sold. I mean, they're buying the shit out of it.
Yeah. Sure.
We have all.
Anyway, what about the rest of you guys? What do you feel about CERN? Jamie D. JJ.
I think that could be what it's for, but I also think that anything, it's like kind of forced. They're fucking like banging the shit together, just like they fucking rape everybody, But then again, I think we recreate the fucking Big Bang constantly, because I kind of think the Big Bang could be a metaphor for everything. Like when we start off, we're a single cell, and we bang, we progressively complicate ourselves outward, bigger and bigger. A flower does it. Everything, when it comes to the manifestation, bangs out. Or we're symptoms of it, and we're just portraying it that way too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I speculate. So I don't know. Bang. That's all I have to say.
I'd agree. I mean, I think CERN is. I'm a little more religious based, so I honestly think CERN is trying to open a portal for certain like demonic entities to get through.
Well, I'm not saying that's not what they're doing. It's definitely possible,
Oh no, it's possible for any of this shit to be doing it, But
yeah,
but I don't because there's been physicists that have left CERN and said we weren't cool with what they were doing there. We don't want to talk about it, And then you look at the commercials and these things that they have, like these presentations they put on, and they're like super esoteric, and like people are wearing like headdresses with horns on them, and they're all fucking.
Dude, I've seen one, and they're dancing around and shoving shit in your face, like signs and stuff like that. Like they're pointing out Mandela effect shit or whatever.
So I think I think Mandela effect is tied to CERN to try to discredit CERN is what my personal.
Yeah.
CERN is
discredit it.
Yeah, I think CERN is real. And I think, I mean, it is real. They do have the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
But I think the intent of CERN is real, and with my belief of what they're doing with entities and things of that sort. But I think they put the Mandela effect theory out there as a psyop to distract from what CERN is really doing. If that makes any sense.
Very, very possible. It's very possible, and it's also, it could be an effect of what they're doing. It's very possible as well.
Yeah.
It's like limitless possibilities. But I think what we can agree on is they shouldn't be even functioning. This place should be friggin' shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go at this point.
I mean, they have one. It was China said they're currently building one, I believe, 10 times the size and power of the one that's in Sweden or Norway or wherever it is. So that's that's serious business right there. What's made my Christian belief morph a lot throughout the years is science is now being attached to religion. Like, I could see how, for me as a Christian, that all these different planes and dimensions that are on different frequencies, light, sound, body, all those things, could just be me transcending into heaven or vice versa or whatever, right? So it's a trippy time, dude. Like,
it really is.
Don't hold a Christian, but it all goes together for me now. It's not just like Oh no, science doesn't go with Christianity. No, it fucking does. In my opinion.
The reason we don't know anything, we don't know where we come from. Well, we might, they might, but that's one thing. But science is only get you halfway there. You know, you block off spirituality or whatever you want to call it. You know, the intuition, the guides, whatever you want to call it. You're blocking that off, and you're only getting half the story. You're not seeing it in 3D or binoculars. You're seeing it with like a one thing. What's that called? A one-eyed wheelie fucking binocular. Telescope. Telescope.
Oh, something else. A monocle.
I was thinking monocle, but I'm like, it's all right. You know what I mean? It's the same thing you just said, just a different perspective of exactly what you just said. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think, AJ?
He's a mute now.
No sound still.
He's a mute. You don't know how to talk.
He said me. No sound.
Can you read his lips? Can you kiss his lips? Give him a little kiss.
What about you, Dave? What do you think about it?
Bro, it's to know what it is, man. It's I think it's out of my pay grade. I have no idea how it's going to end up. You know, for me, it's just keeping the conversation going, man. It's all too often the conversations just die out because nothing's happening. You know, everything's happening, and then shit ain't happening to improve any human's life, except for, you know. But whatever's going on, I think it's going to be enough to bring us closer together as human beings and grow into the next stage of our evolution, whatever that is. You know, it's going to take whatever we're going through. There's some people fucking some shit up. You know, for some reason we need to go through it because we are. And, knows where we'll end up, brother. CERN is
Bob always says, like, I mean, I know you talk to Bob all the time, right, Dave? And he says, like, essentially, this is all us. Like, we're the ones that create this. Like, at a certain point, we have to accept that, you know, subconsciously or in the back of our mind, like, we all have allowed this to be a part of our reality in some sense, and we need to accept that. And I don't remember how this mantra went, but it's like essentially you apologize for that and you accept it. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, I mean, it's us as when we look around in the world today, what we see is it's us as a collective. Everything that we've all created in our lives goes together to make up the world that we live in right now. You know, and so you can imagine if one person starts to just have a little different thoughts, you know, Jamie starts to have a little different thoughts, starts to work on himself. I should work on myself. You work on yourself, you know, and everybody starts to do that.
It spreads.
When you look inside, there's only one thing that you're going to find. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can find, but there's only one thing that is the absolute truth. And it's the essence of what you are. It's you. You know, it is life's force itself is inside of you. You're able to sit here and co-create with your source. You know, so you know, it has a lot to do with that ego. Learning what the ego is I think is a huge thing for our world to do, because until I started this journey, I thought it was the guy with the big muscles at the gym was the one with the ego. I don't have one of them. You know what I mean? And then I come to find out what it is, and you know, it's just all a lie. It's a, not to say that I didn't live it, but it's just a construct of what I've been through, all my circumstances, all my experiences. It adds up to tell me in my head who I am. And that's not who I am. I'm actually in there. I'm the one that's watching it all happen.
That's right. You're not, they tell you you're Dave. You're not Dave. That's the name they gave you.
Yeah.
What are you? Go back further, you know?
And then they take it all away. They take all the history away, the real history, and you can get so far with it. And then it's just so broken up. They've had so much time to, you know, and then supposedly we've been here doing this for a long, long time. Each one of us.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how you guys feel about, you know, past lives or reincarnation, to me, it's a very good possibility. I don't know that I've been through other lives. I don't remember them, but it's definitely a possibility. And if that's the case, we've been doing this for a long, long time. You know?
I think some of us might even came here from somewhere else. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
There's the videos over on DJ Geeky's channel right now. We should talk about it.
I mean, I don't really care about that, but I was going to say we should probably shut it down.
That's cool. It's like 2 a.m. here.
Holder, yeah. But what I'll do is I'll share screenplay and outro and just end after the song. All right, Jay?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening.
All right.
With me.
Hey, good hanging out with you guys.
James.
You too.
Dave.
It's really good to see you guys. Just live.
Good talking to you, Dave.
You too, brother.
We've been trying for a while.